Great. So go ahead and lie down flat on your back. We're going to do a lot of work today with some strength in the shoulders and neck, working toward a headstand, but there will be plenty of options along the way. So I know headstand is not for everybody, but there's options. So lying back flat, go ahead and just take a moment. We take these first few breaths to settle in. Feel your breath rise and fall. And just really give yourself permission to make this transition from everything else going on in your life to this 45 minutes. Oh, great. And is it Stephen or Stefan? Thanks for turning on your camera. That's great. Good. As you're lying flat on your back, notice how your breath is moving in the body today. See if on the inhale you can draw some breath deeper down into the bottom of the lungs. On that exhale, really empty it all out. Start to establish this steady, smooth rhythm. It's very good for your nervous system. It's good to keep pumping in that oxygen that your body needs. And it sort of acts as an anchor for your mind. So if your mind starts to wander away or think about other things, you can always bring it back to this breath. Flowing in, flowing out. By keeping a focus there, little by little, we practice, it's pranayama, a little bit of breath control. It's also a little bit of mindfulness, noticing when the mind starts to get sort of distracted and frantic and bringing it back. And all of that layers on so beautifully with our physical asana practice. So, let's take 3 more big breaths here. In and out. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Good. Keep that breath going as much as you can the whole time. But let's take the arms and stretch them up over your head. Reach through your fingers and then reach through your toes. It's that great big full body stretch. And then let your arms lie back onto the ground if they can. And so for some folks, this already is a lot of stretch into your shoulders. Just let gravity do the work for you here for a moment. Notice how it opens up the rib cage, the neck is long. You might feel some stretch down through the triceps. One more breath here. Exhale it out. And then go ahead and hug your knees into your chest, curl into a little ball, give yourself a squeeze. And rock yourself all the way up to seated. You might take a few rocks up and down your spine. Come to seated with a nice tall spine. On an inhale, reach both arms up to the sky. And then as you exhale, take the right hand to the ground, the left hand reaches up and over, side body stretch. You can keep facing the front of your mat. I'm gonna spin just so we can see each other a little better. Good, and then inhale, rise up tall. Exhale, stretch the other way. Inhale, come back up. And then we twist. One hand goes back, one across the front. Look back over your shoulder if you can. Feel that rotation all the way up in your neck. Come back through your center, reach up. And then twist the other way. Look over the other shoulder. Big breath. Coming back into center, reach the arms high. Keep them straight as you rotate through your shoulder joints. Bring the hands back behind you. Lean back into your fingertips. Mine are kind of tented, so there's some space. And puff up your chest. If it feels all right, let your head drop back. Inhale to rise up. Keep your arms straight if you can, so they really rotate through the shoulders. Yeah, and then forward fold. Let your head drop down, round your spine. And really find that drop. Let your head go so your neck muscles aren't holding it, you're just hanging. And then come all the way back up. Good. Come onto hands and knees so that you're just kneeling this way. And if this is a lot of stretch or uncomfortable for some reason in the knees, one variation that can be kind of nice is if you have a pillow or a prop of some sort, you can lay that across your ankles and your calves and sit back on it. Any kind of pillow will help. That just takes a little bit of the angle of bend out of the knees if the knees are not too happy about this. Sitting up nice and tall, let's take the hands up, both hands high. Take your right hand, drop it behind your back. The left hand reaches across and grabs that right elbow. I'll turn again so you get a better view. All right, so right hand is behind your back and the left hand is nudging this elbow in towards the center line a little bit. Good, keep those breaths flowing. And then take your left hand up and down and around. So now it's behind you. Maybe, just maybe, the fingertips find each other back there. If they don't, that's okay. We're gonna stay with this, but try to sit up really tall, strong through your core, tall through the crown of the head. Lots of shoulder stretch happening, hopefully. All right, then let that go. Give them a big wiggle. And if you want, take a little break on your knees. You can come up and down. And then we'll do the other side. Both hands go high. Left hand drops behind your head. Right hand takes that elbow, the left elbow, and pulls it a bit towards center. Try not to get super bendy in your spine here. If you can, keep the rib cage stacked right over the top of the hips. Keep the crown of the head lifting high. It might even press back against your left arm. And then take the right hand high, swing it down and around behind your back. See if your fingers find each other back there. Ooh, this side might be very different than the other side. You probably have a more dominant hand, a more dominant shoulder, therefore. So one side is generally a little bit tighter than the other. One more breath here. All right, let that go. Give them a wiggle, get some blood back in your fingertips. If you had a pillow, just take that out of the way. And then we're gonna come into a forearm plank. So lay your forearms flat down on the mat. Extend the legs back behind you. We're holding and breathing here. I really want the focus to be pressing the elbows down into the mat. Keep your eyes looking forward past the front edge of your mat. Feel those abs waking up so strong. Give it 3 more breaths here. Push the ground away. You could also lower the knees, taking half the body weight out of this. All right, lower the knees if they weren't already. Come up to all fours. Take a cat-cow. Inhale, look up. Exhale, round it out. Tuck your chin to your chest. And then come back to your neutral. We're gonna do that forearm plank again, building some strength. So come down to elbows. For some of you, you might also find that it's easier to bring your hands together with your forearms on the ground and interlace them. That can be a little more stable. Elbows down, forearms on the mat. Send the feet back, find that plank, forearm plank. You can stay here and breathe. You can lower your knees, or you can add on taking a little rock forward and pressing back. Rock your whole body forward, press your whole body back. One more time, strong wherever you are. Good, and then lower the knees. Come up to all fours. Take a cat-cow. Inhale, look up. Exhale, round it out. Good. We're gonna come to puppy dog pose. Walking the hands forward, the chest drops down towards the floor. Your chin or your forehead rest onto the mat. Fill that up with breath. Let me take a look at you. The idea here is that you're really stretching through the shoulders and the chest. If you're not feeling that, make sure the hips are stacked over the knees. Everybody looks great at home. One more huge breath in. And a huge breath out. Good. From here, just slide your hips back to your heels. Child's pose, forehead to the mat. Take a moment, nice and heavy. And then when you're ready, stretch your arms out long in front of you, rise up to down dog. We'll take a moment to settle into down dog. Just pedal your knees, wiggle things around a little bit. And then come to stillness. Big breath in. Great big breath out. Rock forward to a high plank. Again, your gaze is out past the front edge of your mat so that your neck is super long. And then press back, down dog. That's all we're doing, just that simple rock forward, high plank, gaze forward. Exhale, press back to down dog. Let's do it 3 more times. Inhale, forward to plank. Exhale, press back, down dog. Notice your core active and strong, belly button toward the spine. Exhale, go back. Last one, inhale, forward to high plank. Exhale, press back to down dog. All right, those shoulders should be getting nice and warm by now. Walk your hands back to your feet. Fold in half at the back of your mat. Drop your head heavy, hang loose. You can give a little wiggle side to side. Shake your head, let it hang. And then interlace your hands at the low back. Straighten the arms, let them fall up and over. Wring yourself out. If the hands don't interlace behind you, you could also hold onto a strap or a scarf or any towel or anything that's just going to give that extra bit of length between the hands. One more full breath in. Release the hands down to the mat and then walk them forward, down dog once again. Huge breath in. Huge breath out. Look forward and walk your feet toward your hands. Now we're at the top of the mat. Inhale, lift halfway up, flatten out your back. Hold here, really inviting stretch down the back of the legs. If you're not feeling it, maybe you drop the hands a little lower down the shins. If you're feeling it too much, maybe you rise up a little higher. Flatten through your spine, reach your heart forward as much as possible. And then exhale, fold and relax. Keeping the knees bent, round yourself all the way up to standing. Reach the arms out and up, look up to your hands. And exhale, bring hands to heart. Nice big breath here in and out. Good. We're gonna do a little bit of core work to also help get the hips and the legs really warmed up. So take your arms into goalposts and then bring them forward. So this already, I feel, is like work in my shoulders. So we want the elbows to stay shoulder width apart, and we really want you to kind of burn that into your muscle memory, because generally we always want elbows shoulder width apart in lots of inversions and chaturangas and all kinds of things. Hold those elbows strong, and then lift your right knee. Try to touch your right elbow way up there, and then press it back down. Then do the same thing on the other side. Left knee lifts way up and comes way back down. We're gonna do it 4 more times each side. Right knee to right elbow and down. Left knee to left elbow and down. Good. Keep doing it as smooth and controlled as possible. The slower you go, of course, the harder it'll be. Keep on breathing those same inhales and exhales. All right, I lost count. Let's do it 1 more time. Right side and left side. We're gonna flip this all over later on in class and do it as a headstand, same movement upside down. We'll see about that, right? Stand tall at the top of your mat. Inhale, reach up, look up. Exhale, forward fold all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift, that flat, long spine. And then press both hands down, step both feet back, high plank and hold. Really push the ground away, puff up through your shoulder blades. 1 more breath here. As you exhale, lower down to chaturanga or low push-up. Knees can be up or down. Inhale, come to up dog. And exhale, press back down dog. Take a huge breath in. And a huge breath out. Heels reaching towards the ground. Inhale. Exhale. One more breath. As you exhale this time, bend your knees, look forward. Inhale, step or hop your feet to hands, halfway lift. Exhale, fold in half. Inhale, stand up, reach tall. Exhale, hands to heart. Good. Take those arms forward, elbows shoulder width apart. Lift the right knee, try to touch the right elbow. Press it down. Lift the left knee, touch the left elbow. Press it down. Inhale, sweep the arms up, look up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands down, feet step back, high plank and hold. Big, huge breath in. Exhale, lower, chaturanga, strong through your chest. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, back down dog. 3 breaths here. Bend the knees, look forward, step or hop, feet to hands, halfway lift. Exhale, fold in half. Inhale, stand up, reach tall. Exhale, hands to heart. We got one more round like that. Bring the hands up, elbows shoulder width apart. Right knee lifts up to right elbow. Press it down. Left knee up to left elbow. Press it down. Sweep the arms up, look up. Dive forward, exhale. Inhale, halfway lift. Hands press down, feet step back, high plank and hold. Big breath here. Exhale, chaturanga, low push-up. Notice those elbows are squeezing in toward the rib cage. Then inhale, up dog. Exhale, press back down dog. 3 breaths. This time, lift your right leg straight back behind you. Really press through your foot. And then exhale, touch your knee to your nose. Inhale, press that foot straight back. I don't need high, I just want it straight back and active. Again, exhale, touch knee to nose. One more like that, inhale. Exhale, knee to nose. This time, step your foot between your hands. Lower your back knee down. Lift yourself up, and we'll take a half split from here. So the right leg is in front. Straighten it out. Flex your toes up towards the sky. Reach up, and then forward fold over that leg. Breathe here. Very nice. Rebend that front leg, press your palms to the mat. Take yourself back to down dog. You can just press up and back. Big breath in, big breath out. And then lift the left leg up and back. Exhale, touch knee to nose. Inhale, press it up and back. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, press up and back. One more like that. Exhale, knee to nose. Step your foot between your hands. Lower the back knee, lift the chest, setting up half splits with the left leg in front. Straighten the left leg, flex the toes towards the sky, reach up, and forward fold over it. Lots of those even inhales and exhales. Okay, and then we bend the front leg, hands press into the mat. Step yourself back to down dog. And take 2 huge breaths. Good, go ahead and lower your knees to the mat. We're gonna go back to working on that forearm strength and shoulder strength. So drop the elbows down to the mat, press the forearms down into the ground. This time, look forward past the front of your mat, tuck your toes under, and come into down dog legs if you can.
This is a ton of strength into the shoulders, into the abs, and working that flexibility in the legs. Still breathing, hopefully, right? As much as you can, look forward. Lengthen your neck forward. Last big breath here. And then lower your knees. Press back to child's pose, and we'll take a really relaxed child's pose. Forehead down, hands reach back towards your feet. Good, last breath here. Let it out. And then stretch the arms out in front of you again. Rise up, down dog. Take a great big breath in and empty it out. Lift your right leg up and back, super strong. As you exhale, this time touch your right knee to your right elbow. It's almost the same thing we did when we were standing up, right? And then send the leg up and back. 2 more like that. Right knee touches right elbow. Press the foot up and back. 1 more, knee to elbow. Press that leg up and back, and then lower it down, down dog. Big breath in, big breath out. Let's do the same thing left side. Left leg lifts up and back. Take left knee to left elbow. Inhale, up and back. Left knee, left elbow. Inhale. Last one, knee to elbow. Press it up and back. And lower it down, down dog. Look forward, walk your feet to your hands, fold in half at the front of your mat. Inhale to lift halfway. Exhale, folding in half. Rise all the way to standing, reach for the sky. And exhale, hands to heart. Let's pause here for a moment. Tune back into that breath. Very nice, and then we'll keep moving. Inhale, reach the arms up, look up. Exhale, forward fold all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands down, feet step back. Make your way to down dog. You're welcome to skip the chaturanga or just and press back to down dog or flow with it, your choice. We meet here in down dog with a big breath in. Open mouth, exhale it out. Come down onto those forearms from your down dog. That entry is a little trickier, right? Can you hug the elbows in so that they're shoulder width apart? We're holding here strong. This is called dolphin pose, building tons of strength in the upper body. 2 more big breaths. Go ahead and lower your knees down, press back to that child's pose. Take a moment. All right, from child's pose, just sit up so that you're on your knees. We're gonna take a stretch deep into your neck. So you'll bring your forehead to the front of your knees, or as close to something like that as possible, right? So bringing the forehead down, rounding the spine a ton, forehead is coming close to the knees, then hold onto your heels behind you and lift your hips up into the air. You're pressing weight into the crown of the head. This is a big stretch for that upper body. It's also getting used to the sensation of putting weight into your head. Good. Of course, you always want to be super aware. Is this working for you? Is this working for your neck and your spine? Everybody's got different stuff going on with their own skeletal system. So make sure you're paying attention to what you need. Go ahead and release the hips back down. Stretch the arms out long in front of you. Take a breath. And then rise back up, down dog once again. Take a huge breath in. And a huge breath out. Lift your right leg up and back behind you. As you exhale, step the right foot forward in between the hands. Rising up into a high lunge here.
building a little more strength and power into the legs. Breathe big. Good, one more inhale. As you exhale, place the palms down, step back, find your way to down dog, again, with the chaturanga or without it, your choice. And then left leg lifts up and back. Try to touch that knee to nose and step your foot between your hands. High lunge on the left side. A key to taking that wobble out so you don't tip over is that your feet are on separate train tracks here. They don't need to be in line on a tightrope. So look down, make sure the feet are about hips width apart. And breathe. On an exhale, hands go down, find your way back to down dog. 2 huge breaths here. Go ahead and lower your knees down. Sit up tall. And we'll go back into that hare pose, the big stretch, putting some weight into the head and the neck. So once again, bring the crown of the head to the mat. The hands grab the heels. Lift the hips high. Release that down, child's pose. Stretch the arms out long in front of you. From here, we're going to practice the beginning of our headstand. So interlace your hands and bring the forearms to the mat. Notice your elbows are shoulder width apart. We've been working that over and over and over. Shoulder width apart with the elbows. From here, put the crown of your head down onto the mat. Your hands tuck just behind your head. So all of this hopefully is within the range of possibility for everyone, no matter what you're feeling in your spine. All the weight is really bearing into my elbows and forearms. Very little weight is actually in my head and neck. You can stay right here, pressing your elbows down into the ground and really just kind of getting acclimated to being upside down in this funny shape. One more breath here. Good. Turn it back into a child's pose. Stretch your arms out long in front of you. Take a big breath. Rise up to down dog. We'll go back and give the legs a little more attention for a moment. Take a big breath in. Big breath out. Right leg reaches up and back behind you. Exhale, knee to nose. Step that foot forward. Rise up into high lunge, reaching for the sky. Good. From this high lunge, get super strong in the core, belly button to spine. Tip the torso forward about 45 degrees, and then press off of those back toes, the left side. Fly into a warrior 3. This is like a capital T as much as possible, lifting that back leg straight in line with the torso. Nice. You look really strong out there. Belly button is lifted up towards your spine. You're breathing. And then bend the right knee, step it back. High lunge once again. Reach up tall. Exhale, hands to the mat. Step back, down dog. In down dog, breathe in. Breathe out. Left side reaches up and back. Touch your knee to your nose. Step the foot between the hands. Rise up to high lunge. All of that movement is building so much strength through the hips, through the abs. Good. Tip your torso forward 45 degrees. Press off those right toes. Rise up. Breathing here, warrior 3. Two more breaths here. So strong through that standing leg. And then gracefully step it back. High lunge, reach up. As you exhale, hands to the ground, step back, down dog. Big breath in.
Big breath out. All right, lower down to your knees and let's continue to play, moving toward headstand. So again, at this point, it's super important that you're paying attention to your neck and your spine. So you could do exactly what we did already, interlacing the hands, putting the elbows down, putting the crown of the head down, and just working right here. If you'd like to add on, tuck your toes, send your hips high. You're in a down dog shape with your legs. The crown of the head is on the mat. And the elbows are pressing down. So really, if you really push into your forearms, you can almost lift your head right off the ground. And of course, you're still breathing. 3 more breaths wherever you are. All right, lower your knees, child's pose, relax. You might rock the forehead back and forth, wiggle the hips a little bit. Fill yourself up with breath. And in this child's pose, just notice, how are you? Sometimes getting upside down and putting weight onto the head, all of that can kind of freak people out. That's totally fair. Notice, how are you? One more breath here. And exhale it out. Good, rise back up to down dog. Stretch your arms out long, press into your hands, straightening through the legs. And then walk your hands all the way back to your feet. So you're folding in half at the back of the mat. Round yourself all the way up to standing. Reach the arms out and up, look up to your hands. And exhale, thumbs to the heart. Stand tall, big breath in. Big, huge breath out. Really nice. Let's do some standing balance work, and we'll keep echoing the theme of the day. So put all the weight into your left foot. Bring your arms forward. Elbows are shoulder width apart. Strong through your core. Start to lift the right knee towards the right elbow. And we'll stand and hold right here. Breathe. Notice what's working in your body. See if you can spread the work out so it's shared equally amongst all the major muscle groups, not just one spot. 2 more breaths. If you want to make this harder for yourself, close your eyes. Awesome. Go ahead, let that down, shake it out. And then we do it on the other side. Step onto the right leg, arms up, elbows shoulder width apart. And really your biceps and triceps are parallel to the ground here. So we're making like 90-degree angles. And then lift the left knee towards the left elbow. Breathe. As you stand here, can you grow taller through the crown of your head? Can your shoulders stay down away from your ears? 3 more breaths, maybe with eyes closed if you want that challenge. And then let it go when you're ready. Give yourself a wiggle, shake it off. Really, really nice work, everybody. All right. Can you see me when I'm standing here in the sunlight? I feel like it just washes me away.
We can see you.
You can see? Okay, good. It's taking over my whole mat, this nice bright sunshine. We'll stand tall at the top of the mat again. Root down into your feet. Big breath in, reach up, look up. Exhale, forward fold all the way down. Inhale, lift halfway up. Exhale, hands down, feet step back. Make your way to your down dog again with or without this extra chaturanga push-up. Breathe all the way in, all the way out. All right, come down to your knees, and as promised, we're gonna turn all that work we've been doing with the elbows and the legs upside down for an option to play in headstand, working your abs and your core upside down. So you know that you've got variations along the way that you can take. You might start with interlacing the hands, elbows down, crown of the head down. You may stay right here. Keep those elbows pressing down, shoulders are super active and engaged. Maybe you tuck the toes and you straighten the legs, and you stay here, and you work building the strength. If you'd like to add on, you might bend or walk the feet close to the elbows, bend the knees, hugging in for a headstand. Perhaps the legs straighten towards the sky. If the legs are straightening, squeeze those thighs together like you mean it. And then option to play, bringing right knee down and take that right leg back up. I just totally tipped over out of mine. And then left knee can come down towards left elbow and lift back up. Good. I'm seeing lots of variations at home. Making sure you're safe and that your neck is happy about whatever it is you're doing is the most important thing. We'll take about 30 more seconds. You can come down and take child's pose as a break, and then revisit that headstand if you like. I'll give it one more go, see if I can fall out of it one more time for you. When you've had enough, come into a child's pose. Stretch your arms out long in front of you. Melt down into the mat. So for my headstand fans out there, if you're looking for something to play with and kind of keep revisiting throughout the week, that's it. Take your headstand, lift one leg up at a time, kind of marching those legs up and down, back and forth. It's tons of core strength, it's tons of balance. Make sure you're still breathing as you do it. All right, let's all come onto your seat. Stretch your legs straight out front. Notice how your neck is feeling after all of that. It's a lot. Shrug your shoulders up, drop them back down. Reach your arms up to the sky, and then forward fold over your legs. We'll breathe right here. Rise all the way back up, and then reach your arms forward. Round your spine like the letter C and tuck your chin to your chest so you're really stretching through the neck. And then lay down all the way onto your mat, onto your back. Take your time. Beautiful. Take the arms up and over your head. Big stretch through the fingers, big stretch through the feet. And then hug your knees into your chest. Give yourself a nice tight squeeze. You might lift chin to chest. Lay your head and neck back down. Open your arms wide like a T. Drop your knees to the left for a twist. And you can turn your head and look all the way over to your right hand. Come back through the center, and then drop the knees to the right. Turn your head, look to the left. Come back to the center. Stretch the legs straight out to the ground. Reach the arms up over your head. And just like we started, either arms straight up over your head, resting on the ground, or if you'd like to take that even farther for a little more stretch and opening, grab opposite elbows and see if your arms can lie flat on the mat. Breathe here. Every exhale, let go of a little something that's still holding on. Last big breath, arms up high. And then go ahead and find your Shavasana. You could stay with the arms like that if that feels really nice, or you can bring the hands by your side. Legs can be straight out onto the mat, or if you want a little more release into the knees and the low back, try bending the knees. Let the feet go wide, let the knees rest against one another. Get all of your fixing and fidgeting out of the way so that you can settle in for these last few minutes,
completely still. After all of that movement and exploration, it's really important to just come back to the breath and come back to stillness. Notice how your body feels. Notice how your mind is. We'll take 3 more big breaths in stillness. And then start to let a little bit of movement back in, wiggling the fingers, the toes, the wrists, and the ankles. Let your head rock from side to side. Take one last full body stretch. And then turn over onto one side, fetal position. Rest your head. And just take this last moment of your practice this morning and tell yourself thank you. Thank you for taking time out to take care of yourself. Thank you for trying new things, for finding your power. And then when you're ready, you can rise back up to seated. Eyes can stay closed if you like. Hands rest toward your heart. And we'll close out our practice coming together with 3 breaths. We inhale. We exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Bowing forward, we honor this practice of yoga for all it has to teach us, mind, body, spirit, on the mat and off. Thank you, yogis.